physical, my bodily powers for my health. But you have to practice your mental things. You say, oh, how do I practice? I'll go studying, go to school, go try to write your thesis for your PhD. You have to think for the first time in your life a little bit to write something down. But how do you get a new thought line? You have to get a new thought line. So, I will wait for a dream. I want the prophet to say something to me.
See yourself. Soul is like a prophecy.
See, Rena says, all right, I want to see a vision. At least you have not to wait when you sleep and then maybe not get a dream. You say, I must see now a vision.
You don't say, wait, I'm there. Like Joseph tomorrow.
You say, no, tomorrow morning I can prophesy a little bit better. All right, so.
Oh, soul is same as a prophecy.
Yeah, probably you need a new thought.
Oh.
A new vision. You say, oh, but I must wait now for a dream. No, you have to activate your mental capacities. You have to exercise. You have to exercise. What do you say I must exercise?
I just said the thought.
You have to exercise your mental powers. You say, I must only exercise my body. The mental powers, I will exercise a little bit because I must clean my kitchen and I must read my book, and maybe I must go shopping and I must think what I must buy. And maybe if you are an engineer, I must build a car or I must build this, so I have to exercise some of my mental power. Most of the people are very reluctant. They want to go in a routine. They don't want to address a problem. They don't want to memorize more things. They have no question. They have no mental activity themselves. The best mental activity they have is somebody must lead them. Story must lead them. The news must lead them. The society must lead them. The culture must lead them. And they just go on in the stream. They just walk according to the course of the world, the course of the culture, course of traditions, course of the little routines. So they just go, there's no new idea. You say, all right, they just go out and practice the morning and then prepare the food and practice a little in the evening and look at you, tomorrow is the same routine. No new mental activity. The only thing they talk is what somebody feed them. If somebody else says good, then it's good. Somebody else says, wow, there's a problem. Maybe there's a problem. No mental activity, no mental exercise. So I don't need mental exercise. No, you need. You have a body and you have a mind. You say you have a soul. The soul has a lot of levels of mental activities. All right, so number what must you do? How long must you exercise physically? Ja, a 5-minute routine. So now we say, have you a 5-minute routine mentally? You have maybe some very low level exercise. You will maybe stand up and make some tea for you. This is your exercise. You'll go and walk in the shopping center. And it's very difficult to sit on the chair. We have to lie a little bit. Then I must stand up. It's very difficult to go and make some food for me. There's a very little exercise. Now, mentally it is the same. We just want to lie down. You need tense. You have to run a little bit. Or you have to go and walk a far end. You have to go on a hike for the whole morning. The husband must be the inspiration. The husband must be the leader. The husband must make life interesting. Not that you're upset with the husband. What about yourself? Husband go out each day. You never go out now. In the evenings you want to go out. You have already go out, meet a lot of people and be frustrated by many people. Now you want to go out because you sit with the children the whole day. No new thoughts. You go nowhere without a new thought. Your body, if it's not healthy, go nowhere. If you're sick, you lie on your bed, you will go nowhere. Other people must nurse you. Now, this is how your mind is. It is sick, it lay on the bed and somebody else must nurse you with some information, encourage you, say it's okay, don't worry so much, we will handle this, and we will this. You are actually sick, you have no new thought. Why? Because you have never exercised your thoughts. You have never made an effort to think a little bit. You think of nothing. Somebody must feed you. Even you read out of the Bible. Now the Bible must feed. Peter say, receive the implanted word. There's an implanted word, not the outplanted word. You know now all the verses. Why have you not come up with something new? Why is your body pathetic? It cannot do a push-up, it cannot run, it cannot swim, because you have never exercised it. Now the same with your mind. Why does it not come up with a new thought? Because you have to exercise something to get it strong. You have to exercise something, otherwise it cannot do something. You have to exercise your fingers in your piano, otherwise you won't play any piano. It is for hours and hours. You are upset that you have to practice so much. But what is the new thought line? At least most of the new thought lines, you bring new something massive operas out. Lot of new deviation of music. Can you bring up one deviation? You practice so much. Because you have no deviation, no new sound in your head, no new combination. This is a routine. This is hard for you. You have not exercised your mental powers. You have to exercise your body powers. Maybe you are a young child, you have to run a little bit, do some PT. The teachers must push you, do something, run a little bit. But this is how, but no new thought from yourself. Oh, I will do 5 minutes. No. You have to do 5 minutes exercise physically. Mentally, you have to do much more. You say, well, I have studied now. Well, it was a heavily mentally load for you. You must just know. This is a little mentally load to study. At least you have to remember now something. That's very easy to remember if you can just have a picture of it. Then you can remember many points, not just 1 or 2 points. And 1 or 2 points you forgot. So surely you can figure out how to remember things, but you have never even spent time. You all remember it or forget it. You have all a talent or not a talent. Your mental activity are in a pathetic situation. You think, wow, I must just feed myself with the mental activities out of the world. The Bible says the kingdom of God is inside you. You have to exercise. You have to exercise your body. Somebody must have a whoop. Now you have whoop. Now you get a little bit stronger. Why must somebody else whoop you? Why can you not whoop yourself? Paul say, I must subject my body. The Bible say, in all forms he have become equal to us, because the children was flesh and blood, he become also flesh and blood. So all the problems you have, he have faced the same problems. All the problems of tiredness you face, he have faced. All the problems of sickness you face, he have faced. All the problems that your mind don't work, he have also faced. All the problems you face with the rulers, he have also faced, his rulers. The people that must have blessings, but some people use their blessings as curses. He have the Pharisees, he have Pilate, he have all the rulers, he have to face. But the Bible saying he have disarmed the rulers. He have made us spectacular. And he have won over the rulers. You have not won. They start running your country still. Yes, and you have no hope to win them ever. Can you stand that? He has said he was born under the law to redeem you from the law. Now you have to say faith is bigger than a blessing. Faith are bigger than authority. Faith are bigger than a ruler. No, you can only be a ruler if you have a blessing, if you have a capability, if you have some power. Some say they have blessings, but they don't have blessings. But faith are stronger than a ruler. Faith are stronger than your culture. Faith are stronger than the law. This is what Paul say. He say, don't think the law will save you. You need the justice of faith, not just the justice of morality and laws and policies, which sometimes very perverted. All right, so surely your faith are good for your goal, are bigger than your goals. Your faith are man's good for your understanding. You have to have faith. So how do you get faith? Faith comes from light, the light of man. Now surely there is also the true light, which is the light of the revelation of the Spirit, but there is also the light of man, or the wisdom of man. This is the base of your faith. So, we are redeemed in all wisdom. What must be redeemed? Man must be redeemed. How are they redeemed? By light, by wisdom, by new thought lines. But how does he get there? Well, surely the Bible says faith comes by the hearing, hearing by the word. So there's a word. There's a mental activity. There is an intelligent activity that must be associated. You say, in light, I see light. You have to do some mental exercise. Otherwise, you will become inferior. How much mental size, how much exercise have you ever think you have to do? No, you think you don't have to do exercise. Well, this is the same. If you exercise your fingers, then you play your piano, but it's not to say that your feet are exercise. If you play tennis, not to say you can run fast. If you can swim strong with your arms, not to say you can do a bicycle. If you have learned a lot, it's not to say you understand a lot.
Yes.
If you understand a lot, it's not to say you can do a lot.
Ooh, the two is nice one.
And if you have a lot of experience, it's not to say that you find rules about your experience. You have not found your policies. I must do that, otherwise I cannot execute my goals. All right, so when have you exercise your mental powers? You say, well, I will have new thoughts. No, you have to start slow in your running. You cannot start fast in your running. You start slow. You have to start at the low level. You have first to remember. Now, after you remember, you have to bring things together. You have to start figuring out what you remember, what is it. You have to place it. You have to associate it. You have to start forming a basic rule. Now, nobody will do it for you. Somebody will say, well, I will tell you now how it works. It is too little. And then most you don't understand. You say, well, you have to study, but you don't understand the stock. It takes a lifetime for bringing things together, say. Follow the money, not the value of the stock. See where the money goes. You know, you have to analyze the business. You have to say, all right, what is more important? What's less important? You don't have to say this, but then you will lose. You have to start understanding. So, I have gone through my PhD for financial. I've read all the books of the prominent, but still, you bad in stock because you don't understand. You have not understand what the experts have said. You can quote them the day you have to say, you have to do it, I have to cut my losses. You won't cut your losses. All the wisdom others have given you, just don't know, because you have not figured it out. And now you say, let me do nothing. If you do nothing, you will understand lesser.
Do nothing, you get nothing.
You gain nothing. For understanding, you have to do. Now, sometimes you will make an error. Now you understand something. You cannot go through that door. It goes nowhere. Now you are afraid to lose. So now you want to do nothing. Say, do nothing. The moment your faith comes, you want to do something. The moment faith starts rising, you are going to make also errors because your faith is not completely right. Faith is because you have new light, you have a new revelation, you have a new idea, you have a new creation, you have a new follow-up concept, you have a new follow-up sentence, you have go a step further. It seems still the same, but it's a step further. Now you have to try it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it works. Now, after many times it works, you have now a rule. You say, now you have to make a decision. You have learned a couple of rules. You follow your rules. Now you don't have to figure it out now. You have now already established some rules.
Fall in love with your stock, the rule.
The rule, yeah.
Come from faith.
Because you have lost so many times, because you fall too much in love with your stock.
After solid of understanding come a rule.
Come a rule that you have loved your stock too much, it have killed you. It have taken all your prosperity from you. So now you wake up. You say, if the stock don't perform today, I have to cut it. Not because it performed yesterday. So you can have learned it from the Old Testament. They say, if you was a good and a righteous man yesterday, but today you err, all your righteousness of the past don't mean something. So you can just say, well, I've made money, but now I lose all my money. Why? Because you have learned. Surely sometimes the stock was good, but now it's not good. Something have gone wrong. They have put on a different CEO, or the CEO have get old, or the CEO are not so much involved, or whatsoever, or if he merged with other, something have happened that your stock are falling, some errors. Now surely you can also do some good. So some good things, that there's a new fresh branch coming out of your stock, then the value go up, but very unlikely. Why? Because you do no exercise, mental exercise. You are safe in wisdom. Oh, surely now the Pentecostal people say, we have to pray in tongues, we exercise your spirit. But one of the things of the Spirit is to give you a sword, a straight word that cuts. One of the things the Holy Spirit is revelation. One other thing Holy Spirit is to teach you words. But Watchman is saying, wow, you have seen light, but you have a strong thought line, to catch the light and put it over into physical words. You say if your thought lines are disturbed, distracted, not focused, you won't the light crush you, but you forget it. Maybe you say, I have seen something, but now I'm not seeing. Or yesterday I've seen something, but now I don't see something. Why? Because your fault lines are not exercised. If you are sick, your thoughts won't work. Your mental thing won't work. You must start from 0 speed. Your mental thing must be right. You have to sleep very well. You have to exercise your mental thing. As you exercise your mental things, it becomes thoughts, and the thoughts can catch the light. There is massive light. You say, but I know everything, there's nothing new. I've listened to all the messages, nothing new. No, it's just because your eyes is in darkness. Paul say that the eyes of your heart must be enlightened. Otherwise, the revelation of the Spirit and the wisdom from the Spirit cannot fall into your heart. The revelation is there. It's just you have no thoughts. Your thoughts is like eyes. Your thoughts is like seeing things. Now, only when your eyes are open, if your eyes are closed, you cannot see. You cannot see the light because the thought will take the light and put it into a word, put it into a vision, put it into a picture, anchor the light, bring the light into the world. But your world are unorganized, are confused. You hear, see the light, but tomorrow the light is gone. Why? Because you have no fault lines. Tomorrow somebody must bring you another light, another word, another sentence, another phrase, another expression. Where are your own expressions? It's not that your spirit cannot deliver enlightenment. It's just you have not exercised your mental capacity so that you eventually can remember. You have the thought, you have the understanding, you have the encouragement of the goal, you have the thought line, but you cannot put it in a word for remembering. Now, you have nothing. You have seen a lot, but you have remembered nothing. Why? Because you have not exercised. The little exercise you do is not good enough. It lets you never sweat. All right. You have to do mental exercise. Now, Paul say, pray always. Now, what is a prayer? Prayer is the activity of your mind. You say, far above what you ask and think. Ask is the prayer. So you can translate it as prayer and think. So why are people praying? You say, the women think when they talk to each other. They have some together, some social. They're all the same. You have to have some fellowship, and you have to talk. You have to pray. You have to ask. This is a prayer. Without a question inside, there are no prayer. You say, but for what must I pray? For food? For a husband, for rain. No, you have to ask for revelation on a certain subject. You have to start using your thinking. Now you need words to think. You need a problem to think about. You have to have a question, otherwise you cannot think. All these are things for your mental capabilities. Now, this is what my watchman is saying. He said the moment somebody start exercising his mind, he can handle 10 times more responsibilities. Otherwise, everything is too big. Everything is too heavy. It's too much to do. But if your mind have new thought life, you have new thought, so you have a new goal. You have new encouragement. You see a new way how to do. This will push your body. This will push your talents in a direction, will push your blessings in a direction so that you can bear fruit. Your body are slow, get exhausted, don't want to do anything, want to lay down, but therefore the mind must push it in the goal, so that the body can forget all the hard labor he must do. Alright, so if you don't exercise your mental things, the light won't shine in your mind. You have to wait for a dream. But if the mental things are exercised, the dreams will be more, the visions will be more, the revelation will be more, the new ideas will be more, the creation will be more, the faith will come more. So I just want to have faith. No, faith. You have to exercise you have to be healthy in your body, healthy in your soul, before you can be healthy in faith. How do you get it healthy? Give it right food and exercise. This is a simple solution. Eat the right food and run. I don't want to run my mental things. I will just take it very slow, each minute one step, just take some reading in, some information in. No, you have to exercise your mental thing. This is your prayer life. Your prayer life is not, I'm waiting. You have to ask and think. Far above what you ask and think. At least you have to think. You have to have a problem. You have to have asked. The Bible says, pray whatsoever you desire. And believe, and you shall have it. Now, if you have nothing you want, you have also no prayer. You have to have a desire, you have to have a problem, you have to have a vision, you have to have a dream, where you go, otherwise, and the dream must be a little bit bigger, otherwise you will ask no question. You think I have arrived. This is the guy. You think you have arrived, his barn is full of food. You say, let me enjoy, let me retire. No, your soul will be taken from you. You have to develop your soul. You have to exercise your soul. If you do not exercise your body, you will lose your body. If you do not exercise your soul, you will lose your soul. If you don't exercise your mind, you will lose your mind. You will become confused. You won't access big problems. You are not even interested in problems. That is too above your. You are interested in how beautiful this is. You are not interested in big problems in the world. You are not interested in going any place. Why? Because you have done any exercise from young till old about your mental things. Everyone feed you. You follow what other people feed you. When are you feeding yourself? When are you asking questions yourself? When are you going to think for yourself? When are you going to run your mental things yourself? When are you going to set yourself to things? Surely in the past, here they provide, say what, guy, go back into the past. Now we talk to the people. Surely the people are farmers. And then he say, no, you don't have to farm. We have tractors. He say, what must you do? He say, we do recreation. We exercise. They laugh. They say, who want to do running and exercise himself? You have to go and farm. This is your exercise. But if you don't have to farm, why would you exercise? They laugh. They have no clue that you have to run your body. Now, surely in the past, the Greeks have exercised the body because they have to do war. They have a purpose for their exercise. Now, to run yourself something, you say, no, I need a task. I must maybe build a car and then I exercise. I must prepare the food. Now I exercise a little bit my mind. No. You have to do running exercise yourself. Surely you see the people are more healthy today. You have get stronger guys today. You get better built a woman today. Look at the woman in the old. They are pathetic. Their legs is pathetic. How they are physical. They have never exercised their physical things. Maybe you get a farm women that have done some work, but most of the elite women look pathetic. Their legs look fat. Their faces have done no exercise. The people today, because they do exercise, look much better. They know the movie people show stars. They know they have to exercise. Part of the they don't want, but it's part of the show business. They have to look healthy. The guys must look strong. If they don't look strong, you will never get a role. Surely, can you just understand? You have to, the Monroe, which George has, she have looked pathetic. She have never exercised in her life. She have now beauty, but her legs look pathetic. Her arms look pathetic. She have never exercised. And then they get very easy fat and so on, and then they go out of fame. They never exercise. They have maybe a little bit talent to look beautiful and attractive, but why don't they exercise? Surely the stars know they have to exercise, otherwise they are going to lose all their roles. They have to look big. They have to look fresh. They have to look strong. They say action. They clap the thing and say action. You have to be active. You cannot be inactive. A movie is action. All right. Now, if we can understand it, today we are much more clearer on health than in the past. Now, surely in the past they have forced the farmers to work, so they are a little bit healthy. But all the elite people get fat and ugly. Don't matter how beautiful clothes they wear and how much money they have. They become ugly. They are not anymore attractive. You have to do exercise. Exercise your body to look strong, to have a good composure, to full of energy, to be fresh. You have to sweat so that your skin look better. All sorts of things. You have to exercise to look for the outside. So that your hair are black, more black. It's not just food to eat. So the Chinese, they say, give the people better food and then they look more health. No, they come up with a lot of good food, but here are the exercise they have. In the past, they have never cut. You have to exercise. I think the soldiers must do, but this is for the defense. But the normal people don't have to exercise. The elite have not exercised. They were pathetic. The emperor need gods. Most emperors is pathetic. Usually here and there you get the emperor that must have exercise. He said, I must take myself also a little bit. This is the last level of fun. All right, but what about the exercise of your mind? The best which we can come up in our society, even our modern society, is to read books. See all the smart people say, you have to read books. This is ridiculous. This is the first level of mental exercise.
Actually, it's because they have to think while they read books.
They have to read, but the purpose of reading book is somebody lead them in a thought line. And if somebody read books, have seen nothing in the book because they have no thought line of themselves. And even the thought lines in the book, they don't catch. Can you understand me?
I'm a fool. I don't know where the tune come from.
All right, so you have to run yourself. Somebody else cannot think for you. You have to think for yourself. Your thought lines must run each day. You have to do your exercise. You cannot just do yesterday exercise or when you was young, a little bit study, and now you are finished. Each day you have to start running. Running with your mind. You have to run your mind.
Run your mind.
You have to run. So my Christian life just starts with this from the Protestant. I say, all right, let me just try to do it. Take the Bible and go and walk. We are on the camp in Zululand, and go and walk, take a verse and think about the verse. I walk for 2-3 hours, thinking of one verse. Bring up my first exercise just to get other words. But now in that, I start thinking. Now my heart open, the light in my heart open. I start seeing new things. I know also I must not go too far away. I have to focus on one verse. I have to focus. Focus is the goal. Come together. Surely after an hour, I have exercise. That's all I've done. I have exercise. So I tell Leon, I say, we come back here after the burning and say, just go in the bathroom, walk up there in the bathroom, speak in tongues while you think. It is not to speak in tongues, it's to think. You say, how can I do two together? No, it works perfectly together. You can speak in tongues while you think. You have to focus. You have to learn to focus your mind. Now, surely, how does Rian get his vision? He speaks a little in tongues and then he gets a vision. Now, when you speak in tongues, you activate some spiritual light. But you have to have a support to receive it. If you have not a good support, you cannot receive it. So I wake up. Surely after you wake up, your mind is fresh. Surely the first 5 minutes, as if you think of nothing. But you have to have a scripture at least. After 5 minutes, you get more information. After 15 minutes, more. Here, after 20 minutes, you don't want to stop. It's like a story that get better and better and better because the light starts shining. You need light from inside you.
In one scripture, after 15 minutes is always already you start having a couple of scriptures.
Yes, thought lines. Yeah, you need new thought lines. They don't help you to quote if you have a new thought in a new scripture. Can you understand that? How about new things? New things you have never crossed your mind. Now the Spirit will give you a lot of things, much more than you can take. But if you now say, what is the new things I have gave you to say, there's no new thing I've got. Absolutely zero new things. Why? Because you never exercise. You have to exercise just like your body. The first step is hard. For me to climb out of my bed 5 o'clock, I am in high school. I must go and run out. It's in the middle of the winter here in South Africa. Was so difficult just to get my shoes on. If I can just get my shoes on, I'm halfway. And then I run out of my room. Then on the street still, the first mile is very difficult. Then I get the momentum. I start running. This is with your mental things each day. Exactly the same. You have to start running. Put first just your shoes on. Climb out of the bed. Very slow. No steps. Try to get out of your room. Out of your comfort zone. Try to have a new thought line till you get the momentum. So I say here at 15, 20 minutes, your mind get the momentum. Then you cannot stop. But you have not just immediately get your momentum. You have to practice. This is the first thing. How my Christian life has started. I start thinking. Surely I pray for a year. I do intercession and drink. But each 10 minutes I drink, I have a verse. On that verse I think. Oh, surely only later I have realized I can speak in tongues and think. Surely at that time I just speak in tongues and then maybe afterwards I think a little bit, speak in tongues, and then I think a little bit. And you have to be clear. 10 minutes, otherwise you only think 1-2 phrases. So you have to get your thinking running, going. No, you don't think, if you have never practiced in your life, you will just start fastly running. You won't. The beginning is difficult. Surely just by my thinking, in the morning I wake up, I think 15 minutes. Here the first furnace over, there for a while, I run, things run. I just think. Alright, so you have to exercise your soul. Your soul must be healthy, not just simple information, a little bit more complex. Because if you don't think, you won't be interested in complex. Complex is too heavy for you. It's too much for you. You have nothing to say for it. It's too strange for you. You want to go to slower information. Alright, to receive the light, you have to have a strong thought. How can you have a strong thought? You have to think, you have to ask, you have to take a verse and think on the verse. You read my book. When are you thinking? Must the world force you to think? The problems you have in the world. Can your soul not just think on itself? You have a soul. Yes. You don't need the physical things to force you to think. You can use the scripture to exercise that mind. This is good exercise.
So only when you have a strong thought, when there is a soul, which is in the soul, the word, on the word, then there can be light, which is a...
Then the spirit have a place. If you have not a strong soul, the spirit have no place. The message of the gospel is that Christ has become flesh. Surely he have not just become flesh, he have also come in the world. This is the soul. He have not only come into the world, he have faced the principalities. This is what I say. He have not only, he have become a son of man. So there are a lot of things to say. Who is the Son of Man? He have not only that the Spirit have come on him. So even he's the Christ. All these things have happened with him. Surely he go in the mountains to pray. Pray has to do with also words, so that the spiritual things have a base. That the light can shine. You cannot give light to people. You have to give them a word, and in the word there are light. So ask you this question: how much do you exercise? This is your question. Have you ever exercised? Have you ever a routine to exercise? You say, no, I have no routine. I've tried to run 800 meters, but afterwards I say, just leave it. No, you have to exercise. Anybody can have a stamina. You don't have to run so good to run a long distance. You need stamina. You have to exercise. Nobody has a long distance stamina. You have to run. The same. Some people think a little bit more, but you can push yourself to think. David say, wow, I have so many people study the scriptures, so many smart people, so many wise people, but I'm smarter than everyone. Why? Because he meditate on the law of Moses. He meditate, he think. Therefore, you have such a big psalm, the biggest book.
Yeah.
You have a lot to say. There's much more to say. You can just understand. Don't think, well, this is the world. This is what it is. I've summarized and let me enjoy it, retire now. No, you have to exercise that soul. Without the soul, the spirit cannot operate. Can you just understand? The spirit cannot move without the soul. You need a powerful soul. Then you surely have to exercise your spirit also. You have to exercise your life also. You can exercise your life and your spirit, but not to say you will exercise your light, your thoughts, your soul. This is not to say you have faith. It will help your faith. This is the source of your faith. But surely you need ground in which the seed must fall. And if the ground is not good, the seed cannot grow. This is the problem. If your soul is not right, your heart is not right, the seed cannot grow. You think I must just be spiritual. No, your ground must be right.
The soul is not right, the ground is hard.
The ground is hard. Now some do something on the soul, but they still have rocks in. Others have done something, but they never give attention to the things inside. They are thinking of the world. You have to go to the source of life, the source of life. But the ground, the messages, the ground must be right. Otherwise, all the spiritual things are for nothing. You have such high scripture, such high gospels. It will be for nothing if your ground is not right. You will have no fruit. Even you have these high revelations in the scriptures. Why can the people not understand the scriptures? They have not right ground. We say, I must just have automatic. No, you have to make your own ground soft. Your fault line must be powerful. Your understanding must be powerful because you have to do with light. You have to do with life, with progress. You have to bring the life inside, outside. This is a big operation of your spiritual life. Life is to make your ground right. Otherwise, all these things in the air will just vanish, will come and go. You have to anchor. You may say, receive the implanted word. You have to have the right. So say, you must not be a forgetful hearer of the word, but you have to continue with the word. Focus on the word. This is not a forgetful hearer. He preach, but everyone forget what he preach. You have such big revelation, they forget what he preach all the time. They have no understanding. So this bad ground, you can sow. Jesus said, if the ground is bad, I cannot tell them. You have to have good ground. You have to have a good soul. If you have not a good soul, nothing will happen. This is a big operation. To exercise is a big operation. This is the only focus. The Hollywood stars have. They have to look good. They have to be healthy. But what about you? The engineer say, I'm just busy solving a problem which a company give me, and most of the time I want to retire. Surely they are a little bit more clearer, a little bit more logical, a little bit more understanding things. But why must you let that somebody else lead or some problem lead you? It will help you. Why doesn't you run yourself, your mind? This is your key for good grounds. You won't have a word that produces another word if you have not good ground. Only good ground produce 100, and so on. All right, let us run.